Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
Our
Bob.
humble opinion. Today, Brad, we're going to talk about 7 keys to losing weight, eating anything. That sounds like a scam.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound like it could be possible.
It does, but it is possible, and we're going to show you the keys.
I think we're living proof, right?
Right.
So,
And actually, I think people who have looked into this and whatnot realize you just don't eat anything every day, but there's a way to go about it, and we're going to show you those ways, and it's not too difficult.
right. Then let's take care of this business first.
There
too,
you go.
Brad.
We've
In
got
case you are new
2
to our
people
channel, please take a second. You're pointing at the skeletons?
Yes.
In case you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. And also go over to the Facebook. Yes, we know it's Facebook and not the Facebook. And like us, because Brad and I, as children, we're not liked. We were picked on, and we're trying to turn things around. Just like our weight, we want to turn that around
Right,
too.
exactly.
We did it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So when you look at it, first of all, I wanted to break this down into 3 components. It's like the stool. If you got 3 legs,
The 3-legged stool.
it's very solid.
Right.
If you got 4 legs, it can wobble. 3 legs, it's solid. 2, it tips over. So 3.
Sure.
And then the next number of that, we want to break that down a little bit more to 7 components of those 3 legs.
Trifecta into the 7
Right.
fecta.
And why 7?
Because it's the perfect number.
It is. It's complete. The
Yeah.
number 7 is complete. 7 days in a week.
Right.
7 candles in the candelabra. Say no more.
Yeah. I wish you wouldn't say anymore. Let's keep going.
Okay,
Brad.
let's get going. So the first thing, I think everyone
You're
is
looking at the one for everything neck up.
right.
Right.
So those are the 3 components. Is
Right.
from the psychological component.
Right.
And then the next one is diet, and the next one is exercise,
Sure.
and we have them in that order, because we think desire and the psychological part of it is the top.
Is key.
It
Yeah.
is, if you don't have that, the other 2 are not going to fall into place.
Right.
And so what gives you some desire or helps keep that motivation going? Good support.
Right.
So you're going to talk to people who are going to support you. If you have people or friends or acquaintances that are not going to say you can do it every time you do it, they're going to help you out. You need to stay away from those people and stick with the people that are going to give you that support.
I personally think, like, if you're in a household and that person that you're with, 1, doesn't support you, but 2, maybe doesn't even go on the diet with you,
Sure.
it's going to be difficult.
Right.
Because they're going to bring stuff into the house you shouldn't have. And, my wife and I kind of improved our diet together, and it's worked out the best.
Sure. You bet.
And we both stick to it a lot better, and we're both kind of our support.
So much
system.
easier when you have
Yeah.
that extra support. It's all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it
oftentimes.
really is. I think you're setting yourself up for failure if you don't first get that in place.
Right.
So-
And then number 2 is you got to stick to it. You got to be consistent with it. It's not going to, 2 to 3 or 4 weeks is not going to do it. That's when it just starts to turn around and you start to see some results after like 3 to 4 weeks.
I think this is when they start saying it's a lifestyle choice.
Sure.
You can't just, look for these little Band-Aids. You got to stick with stuff that you can keep doing on a regular basis.
Right.
And I know I'm jumping a little ahead, but I know on exercise, I know all these people that started doing like P90X and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they can't stick with it.
Right.
They did it for 3-4 months. They look great.
Right.
And then they stop. Now they're not doing
Right.
anything. So you got to pick out something that you know that you can live with.
Right.
And that's where I think this comes into play.
Right. Yeah. These 2 support these 2.
Right.
It all works together. It's all part. They're all part of the 3 legs. If you
Right.
take 1 leg out, it falls apart. One thing about the stick-to-itiveness, I want to say, whether it's diet or exercise, is you're going to fall off the wagon.
Right.
Most people, anyways. You're going to have
you
a
gotta
weekend where you just splurge.
You got to account for that.
Right.
And don't think that I failed. No, that's just, you got to have that in place already, knowing that's going to happen.
Right. So if it happens, put it behind you and get
Right.
back on the wagon and get on your program again.
That's right.
It's no big deal, whether it's exercise or diet, because you might get sick and not be able to exercise for a week.
Right,
And you
which
think,
happens a lot.
Right. And you're just going to, it's tough, but that's when you need your support.
Or you
to
go
get
on
you back
vacation and you eat, what you're not supposed to eat.
Right. Yeah,
So-
go on a cruise.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to
This
do
was
it.
us. My wife and I went on a cruise, and we, like, in the airport, we're still eating just perfect. We're eating everything we should. Then by the second day in the cruise, we're just shoving everything in our faces. I mean,
That looks so good.
yeah, it looks so good.
Right.
It's impossible.
But it was no
battle
big deal once you got
Right,
back
we
home.
got back and we tried to walk a lot more and
Sure,
do,
yep.
do stuff to
All
offset
right,
it.
so let's go to the next component. The next leg is diet. You know, what are you going to eat? And there's so many variations to this, but Bob started this and kind of got me on it, and we both have our own variations, but the big thing is cut down on your carbs.
Yeah, and I know that the vegan people and the vegetarians, you know, they're going to argue probably against this.
Sure.
But this is what worked for us. I don't think it works for everybody, but I know it worked for you, it worked for me, and it worked for Pat,
Right.
our occupational
Yep.
therapist. That's all she did is drop her carbs. And you got to know what carbs are too. I mean,
Right.
because there's carbs in vegetables,
Right.
you know, and there's carbs in fruit.
Right.
And so you need to know that it's not just
Right.
sugars, refined
Right.
sugars.
Now, when I heard that, I said, there's no way I'm going to cut vegetables and fruit out of my diet. So I didn't, but the biggest thing for me was get bread out of
Bread,
my
yeah.
diet. You know, bread really breaks down into sugar. It's
Right.
like eating sugar that doesn't
It
taste
is.
sweet.
It is.
But yeah, anything.
And a lot of people think bread is healthy for you.
Right. Oh, it's made of wheat and this
Right.
and that, and it's got to be good for. That's how I always thought. It's like bread and peanut butter sandwich. Good deal.
But they've taken out the components that would make it good
Right,
for you,
right.
unfortunately. So,
Precisely. So get those carbs out and look into that a little bit. Read a book on
yeah.
that, and it'll really change.
Well, I'm
your
just going to give you
control.
myself as an example. I mean, I didn't feel like I was that overweight.
Right.
And I just cut out my carbs and I dropped 18 pounds. And I mean, I'm not hungry. I'm not, you know,
Right.
I mean, I have better energy level in the afternoons.
Sure.
And most of it was around the middle.
Yep.
I mean, so I
That's,
thinned right out.
that's where a lot of guys carry it.
Yeah,
you know, including
exactly.
myself.
So-
Next one is treats. Everyone knows that. You know, I'm ice creamaholic. I could eat ice cream 5 nights a week, maybe
Did you
7.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty much. So if I don't buy it at the store, I don't have a problem.
And we say that too. I'm sure all of you have heard that the battle occurs at the store.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't buy it there, you know, you don't have it at home. You
It's
can't
easy
be
not
you
to
can't
eat
be
it.
tempted
Right,
by it then.
Right.
So
And remember, going out to eat is an expensive way to get fat. So
Yeah.
don't go out to eat so much.
yeah. And that's, I mean, it's easier on your pocketbook, and it actually is you can portion
Right,
easier.
right. When
So-
I go out to eat, I don't like to put the brakes on. I like to go out for my treat.
And that's where we talk. That's the treat part of
Right,
things. And
exactly.
don't take those things away from you, because otherwise you're going to fail.
Sure.
You already set up yourself
Right.
for failing.
Okay,
So-
alcohol. A lot of calories in alcohol, particularly beer. You know, I know that because I enjoy a beer, so you got to cut that down. But the other part of it is, you just don't have the discipline
Right.
from the effects of alcohol.
Well, alcohol, and to me, like if you throw in chips and some other things in there, it's one of those things where you have trouble stopping.
Right.
I mean, alcohol, you have 1, you have 2, all of a sudden, you know, it's easy to go to 3, 4. Same with chips, you know,
Yeah.
who can stop? It's got that
Right.
ingredient in there that makes you keep going. So,
Yeah, this is, you know, everyone knows these
yeah,
things.
everybody knows that.
Now, I think the next component is at the bottom, exercise, because you can exercise
all you want, but if you don't do this part, you're not going to lose weight
Right.
much.
I know people that do Ironman triathlons, which is extreme cardiovascular exercise, hours and hours, and they're not skinny people.
Right.
Some of them are, but I know some that have a
Sure.
little extra. And actually, they say that can be good for those longer distances.
Right.
But the whole point is, exercise alone is not going to cut your weight.
No, no.
You've got to tie this together.
Yeah.
So regularly exercise. I'm going to say minimum of 3 times per week. Probably, 5 or 6 days a week is better. But you don't have to be out exercising really hard. You don't have to do the hard, aggressive exercise. I personally aggressively exercise once, maybe twice a week, and the other days are easier, and I always break it up from different activities.
And this is where you got to know yourself, because
Right.
I'm a creature of habit.
Yeah.
So if I don't do something almost every day, I'm not going to do it.
Sure.
I couldn't do something 3 days a week. It wouldn't work for me.
Yep.
And so you have to know yourself. And also, I think it's good, Brad. I mean, if you're really trying to lose weight, it is good to try to throw some cardio and some weightlifting in there.
Yeah.
The weightlifting is going to help you, I think, lose a little more.
Right.
We'll push the needle a little bit.
And weightlifting, don't get scared of that. You don't have to lift weights. It's actually technically resistive.
Resistive
So,
training.
if you've got some bands, they can be excellent way to strengthen and lose that weight doing that resistive training. So you don't have to go out and buy barbells and all those types of things. We can do something as simple as this. And I think these are actually have a lot of better benefits, which we have videos on as well.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So,
and then I think having a workout buddy, whether it's your spouse or your partner or whatever. I have a friend that I work out with once a week if we can, and because we talk about, well, what'd you do this week? And if I didn't get anything done, and you kind of like, oh.
Well, when I was in college, I remember this all the time. I'd be tired, and my friend would say, come on, let's go.
Yep.
And then he'd be tired, and I'd go, come on, let's go.
Yep.
And it's just, it always seems you're on different rhythms, and that kind of helps then because you motivate the person.
Right,
So.
right. For me, it's like, I'm going to meet Chris at the YMCA Saturday morning at 6:30, and he's going to be there. I have to be there for the job.
Right.
You can't let your
buddy down. Right.
Exactly.
So
there you go. There's your.
What's the bonus, Brad?
The bonus. Now this one's guaranteed to work. If you want to.
It's guaranteed to make you sick.
No, it's not, Bob. It's going to cut your appetite from here down to nothing.
Okay.
What you do is you sit down and you eat with no clothes on. Well, you could have, how about from the shirt up?
Probably in front of a mirror.
Yeah, you just see those rolls of fat, and it's like, and you just imagine that food going here, right to there. It's not happening.
All right, and the final thing we got to do here, Brad, by the way, we can fix just about anything.
Except for?
A broken heart. But now look at this, Brad. This heart is broken.
Yep.
And we've kind of fixed it.
Oh, Bob, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. We could do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Valentine's Day was just yesterday, so we were really working on this.
We were being romantic, so. All right, thanks everybody for watching.